Cha-ching, cha-ching. What's sold in November? Cha-ching, cha-ching. That's my song for the day. I didn't prepare anything else. Sorry if you were expecting something bigger. Maybe I'll get back into the songs in the new year. Hey, everyone. Welcome to 2DogsDigs for our Tuesday night Hall Pass. And tonight, we're doing our monthly recap of things that have been sold on various platforms, eBay, Etsy, Facebook Marketplace, etc. And hopefully we'll show you some things that you might have thought, I never thought about buying something like that before. I went, wow, now next time I see that, maybe I'll actually go out and pick it up. Or if I've seen that and passed it by, I can go, why did I do that? We have a couple of guests per se in here. We have our normal What Sold co-host, the fabulous Carl, the lazy reseller, is joining us. Hey, Carl.
Hey, everyone.
With his 5 items that he sold and his Christmas sweater. We can't see that. That just looks great. I can do that too, but it doesn't look like anything. I'm wearing my Christmas sweater. He's wearing his
awesome.
But we can't show either one of them. And then we got someone who never wears anything Christmassy. Good dog down there.
Red just brings out my rosacea, so
we're wearing green, not red. You could wear green.
No.
So big hello to everybody who's joined us here. Especially big thanks to those of you who you can see in the chat over here. Have little icons beside them. Those are members of our 2DogsDigs Kennel Club. For $2.99 US a month, you support us with all we try to do out here to help you figure out a better way to resell, like today, when we might show you stuff that you can go, wait, never thought about flipping that. Make some money out of it that way. It also helps us with our time here, our other videos. You get a research deck as well. So easy. Just go onto YouTube and you click the join button. Also, for everybody who's watching us who isn't a member, thank you still for supporting us by coming here and watching us, whether you're watching us live or watching us on Memorex later on. Make sure you can feel free to comment if you want. And for those of you in the craft group, we see you over there too all the time. So a big hello to Lisa and Tina. Heather is here. We've got Donna. We actually have some sales from some of these folks as well. We've got Susan, and I saw her mom today, actually. Janet, hey, Kendra, Kathy, happy December. Candace, let's see, Diana, Joel. We've got a couple of Joel sales here too, which are really interesting. Michael, Sherry, and let's see, Dawn, Carl.
Dawn, get to work. Yeah.
Elisa, who joined us last week in the club. No rendition of White Christmas, no. I'm trying to prepare a 12 days of Thriftmas, but it's not easy because you can't find 12 drummers drumming or whatever it is in any stores. And to try and find things that are exactly like that, it's really hard to do. Like, believe me, it was so hard to do. I've got some of the days are easy, but God almighty, some of those 9, 10, 11, and 12 days.
Oh, yeah.
Really hard to find 11 pipes to show pipers piping. So I'm trying to figure out if we can do something with that. I don't know whether I'll get through that or not. Jennifer, we didn't say hello. Hey, Paul, Mr. Greg. Let's see. Thank you for a comment on our sweater. So yeah, today we're talking all about our sales in the month of November. So Carl, how did you do in the month of November? The recently retired, so nothing other on his plate other than thrifting, the recently retired Carl.
Okay. So the one thing about being on this show every month is I can't slack off. You would think, right? Because I got to be on the show, and it's like I have to show stuff. And so I thought, I'll just go through my November. You know, everyone else is like, I'm doing so well. We're in Q4. You know, working hard. You have retirement. I think I'm to trend the other direction. So it wasn't my best month. But I'm sure December will be great. Yeah.
How's it started so far?
A little quiet for me, to be honest. But like, I have no excuses. The what they always say, you got a list, and you got a list. And I haven't been listing as much. I've been taking time off. My wife is like, okay, you're allowed to not work all the time. That when you retire, you're allowed to have a couple of weeks off. But even then, I had that kind of like, I should be listing. So it's quiet for me, but for everyone else, it seems great, which is really nice. That Q4 has kind of helped out on the summer blues that a lot of people seem to be having.
Well, I'll let you know, our November, best month this entire year.
Awesome.
I think we actually beat out our November from last year. And today, which was a shocker for me, because it's like we've been using, I've been promoting this crosslist magic thing, right? Everybody, I talk about it, and I'm going to talk about it again. I keep talking about this thing called crosslist magic, and it's this cross-listing package that you do on your desktop. You're able to click on stuff and add it to all these different marketplaces: Depop, eBay, Etsy, Facebook, Grailed, Instagram, Mercari, Poshmark, Vinted. Any of these places, if you've got an account with one, you can pick up your thing and pop it over to the other place. And we've been doing that with our Etsy stuff. We've been taking eBay stuff that's been sitting there a little while, and we've been popping it over into Etsy. And today we actually got our notice, or yesterday, our notice for our sales for the month of November for Etsy. Yeah. We're getting a check for over $1,000 Canadian from Etsy for just the month of November, which is more than we have made in the past year and a half.
Oh, that's so awesome.
On Etsy, like in 1 month. And over half of those items were cross-listed from eBay and sold on Etsy for more money and faster. Like some was sitting there for like a year on eBay and popping it over. It's sold on Etsy in 2 days.
Oh, that's so good. Like, hey, I'm lazy. I'm also very cheap. But honestly, at $10, like even I have been using it, and I just started, and I feel like they should be paying me or something, but it is pretty good, right? Like you can't really beat it. Like for $10, I think you're gonna probably make that difference up very quick, especially considering some stuff on Etsy sells for higher.
Well, again, if you use the 2DogsDigs code, which is at the front of this video, you'll see it's listed there, the link. You get 3 months at 50% off. Mm-hmm. So it's literally $5 a month. You get 7 days for free. So you can try it for 7 days for free and try and cross-list the stuff. It doesn't remove anything. So if you've cross-listed something in those free 7 days, it's cross-listed. It's there. Yeah. You're done. Once you've got it, it puts everything into drafts. But you can cross-list. I was talking with Joel about cross-listing to Instagram because I think he's using cross-list magic already. So a couple of people have been using it. I talked to the guy Attila who created it, and he said that we've had a few people trying it out. So he's really happy to see people trying it out. So there's Joel's comment. I finally joined. It's so awesome.
Yeah, it really is. At least for me, for Etsy, it worked really well. I didn't have to add much, And
let's see. So other people's sales, Etsy's been outselling eBay for Diana. Donna's Etsy blew up. That's really good. Yeah, Lisa, again, it's so simple to try out. Again, it's the most simple thing to do. We have a video on it, but and you can pull from any site. Yes, Diana, you can pull from any site to any site. So as a perfect example, I will go right now into my Etsy store. I'm going to do this just to show you how easy it is. I'm going to go into my Etsy store, go into my listings, and I'm just going to pull up something that I don't necessarily, I know is not sitting there. This, for example, I know right now it's not sitting there on there. Now, what it does is you go back to your listing here, and in your listings, you'll see, I'm going to take that little comment off, the little green thing, the little paper there. So I can do this with anything I want. I can take this McDonald's mug, and all I do is click on that. Now, right now, I actually did it wrong. You have to click on here on the crosslist magic what you want it to crosslist to. So I want my Etsy to crosslist to my eBay US and to Instagram. So what I'll do with that is, because otherwise it does try to duplicate it in the same thing. So I'll go back to this. I will click on that again. And now it's opening up here, my Instagram page, and there is my eBay page. So it is my eBay page there that's pulling everything together. This is my Instagram page right here. So now it's prepped an Instagram post for me. So what I tell people is you just take that, and even if you use it's using all the stuff and it's using your photos, just add a link in there to your Etsy store or your eBay store, and you might get someone from like Instagram, and then you can do the same when you get to your eBay, which is eBay US. let's do this one. Let's cross-list this one to eBay US. Click on the little page, and there it's popping up eBay. So there's my eBay listing coming up right now for that other thing. That's how easy. So you can cross-list from any of them to any others. That's the whole thing about cross-list magic. It is cross-listing magically. It's that that's easy. Yeah, what you should do is check so often that you're not duplicating your own listings. One of the big things that we do, and I'll do a little video on this actually to promote it again in craft, is make sure that you load your SKU for your inventory when you're looking for stuff. My inventory on an item might say A1. As soon as I do this cross list with Crosslist Magic, I change my inventory name, like where it is, to say cross list. So now when it sells on whatever platform it's selling on, Rick and I both see this and say, oh, here it is. This came in and it sold on Etsy or it sold on eBay, but it's in the cross list section. So I know I got to go look to whatever other places. Like if I had it and I'm putting it, you can put cross list Etsy or cross list all. And if it's cross list all, then I have to check my Poshmark. I have to check, but you don't check Instagram. You just leave it on there. So
that's really, I didn't think of that. Yeah, I'll definitely.
How do you know when something sells on Etsy? You'll get a notice. You get a notification just like you do from eBay. You'll get an email. And no, it doesn't remove anything. It is not. None of the cross-listing platforms do that either. None of them do the removal. But again, this is magic. It is cheap. And it is so easy to try. Again, just use 2DogsDigs if you want half price, but try it. And again, like for 7 days, try 2 things, 3 things. It's that easy to try them. Now, I'm going to start with something different, Carl. Instead of you and me, I'm going to start with some of the things that are like the oh my gods of some of the sales. Now, the first one I've got to show is Karen Lewin posted this in Craft. And she's actually shamed us all.
That's awesome. So
she has shamed us all for her one sale this month because this is her one sale that she did this month, and she bought it on the Monday, and sold it on the Friday.
Wow!
This is an ElfQuest special edition book compilation.
Yeah,
and I don't know if you can see that. She
oh my God!
It for took an offer on $1,300.
Wow, that is amazing. Her one sale is like almost the entire month
for $60.
Yeah,
I would never have thought that.
That's crazy. I would never have guessed that. That is so good. I played that dumb game. But wow, that's crazy. That's so good.
It is you, isn't it? Yeah, sorry, not sorry. Oh, yeah. I'm glad you're not sorry, but yeah, you made more on this one item than I made on Etsy for the whole time. So what exactly is it? Well, it is a book compilation, numbers 1 through 4, and it's signed by, I guess, the author. Mainly, Adrian's watching, Major Fandom. I've met the Peenies. It's not a great name, but that's who signed it, Richard and Wendy Peeny.
What are you talking about? The video game. That's all I know.
Yeah, and I guess this is just a compilation of the books. But again, you might not think.
Oh,
that
wait, I think it's something else. Yeah,
you might not think about something like that and go, well, $60 is a big investment. So Karen, like, bravo for you getting that and selling that right off the bat. Another one that is, again, I would never, but Andrew Orko had this, and he had this, and he sold it on eBay. It's an entire 30 set encyclopedia.
That's old school. I think we had that set at home.
And the idea of selling a 30 set encyclopedia, like, oh my God, and shipping this, the Canadian edition too. And he sold that for, let's see if I got the $150.
Oh wow!
Plus shipping.
Plus shipping. Yeah, I would hope plus shipping.
So again, another sort of like shocker as to something that somebody ended up selling. And our third shocker
Old Google.
is huh?
Oh, Adrian said old Google. It just made me laugh. Yeah.
Well, our next one isn't really a shocker, but Kathy Wilson bought this as part of a lot for $3.67. So I guess she figured out exactly how it broke down from the lot. So she's got this was $3.67. Hey, Marianne. This is a Minton Staffordshire salad bowl with utensils, and it's sold for $79. So again, a huge profit on that for something that was like so easy. Great one, Kathy. And Andrea Zimmer, this is another one of my favorites, and I'm actually going to do this now because I had one of these and I didn't sell it, but Andrea had this and managed to sell this. Oh, all right. I made it too big. Some wax paper cups that were made in Canada. She sold those on Etsy for $29.
That's fun. I've heard of people selling stuff like that before for good money.
Well, that's just it. I actually had some 7-Up cups and I couldn't sell them on eBay, and I never thought about trying to sell them on another platform. And now I've seen this and I'm like, I gotta find those 7-Up cups. I hope I didn't donate them or something like that. So
I think being on multiple platforms is smart anyways, just for diversification, because you hear about nightmares once in a while. People will get banned with no good reason off the site. So it's good anyways. But yeah.
Well, I think the other thing too is if you're thinking about selling like using crosslist magic and or just cross listing it all onto multiple platforms, pick 1 or 2 platforms first and start it with that. So if you aren't on Etsy and you're on eBay, open an Etsy account. If you're not on eBay, but you're on Etsy, open an eBay account. That's the first thing. Then the second thing I would probably recommend to everybody is because like we buy everything under the sun, like random stuff. Start with the same type of thing. So maybe within your eBay store, if you have a bunch of older books or you have a bunch of older toys, try and do them like move cross-list toys. And then you can put them in that cross-listed box. Or if you're on Etsy, like don't do a toy and a dish and a cup and a mug and a this and a that and a that, because then they're all over your. So try it to get used to the idea of having something sell on other platforms. Maybe try it with just the same type of stuff first. So Carl, with you could try it with like your toy soldier sort of thing, or Adrian could try it with toy soldiers.
Yeah.
Versus trying one toy soldier and one vase and one this and one that. So we're doing it across a bunch of things right now. But we're doing it and I'm doing it based on date as well. So that's another thing is I'm looking at oldest things sitting on eBay and saying, let me just pull these and cross list them first.
Yeah. I like for me, for Etsy, I was just like, it has to be 20 years old. Is it 20 years old?
20 years old, but that's 2003.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God.
And as of like a month from now, it will be 2004.
Yeah, it's crazy, eh?
So Lisa puts eBay in the SKU on Etsy. So she sold 2 vintage candle molds on Etsy and knew to pull them from eBay right away. Yeah, so we're kind of doing the same. We're writing crosslist. It depends on what it is. If it's only eBay to Etsy, we'll call it crosslist Etsy on the eBay listing and crosslist eBay on the Etsy listing. And then we have a box that is the crosslist boxes. Well, now there's boxes. So,
would you ever have something just on Etsy and not on eBay?
Would
you ever have anything just?
Oh, we have about 65 things on Etsy that are just on Etsy right now.
Okay, because I was thinking
fabric and stuff like that, craft things.
Yeah,
and the same with the eBay side. There's stuff that's on eBay that's not 20 years old. That's like there's stuff that's going to stay on eBay. But when you've got vintagey stuff or things that are older than 2000, it's a way to potentially try it. So let me see. So let's go on to start with 1 or 2 of you. So this is actually something from you. Let's just check in with Good Dog and see how he's doing down there. Hi. I did not mute him. I didn't mute him. He muted himself.
In case I was snoring. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm just monitoring a couple of auctions we've got ending tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Because we launched them last week. So
yeah, actually, a couple of people may remember what we talked about. We actually launched this last week. You may remember this little guy. this was from our flip trip.
Yep.
And this was the Aurora stuffed
Super Flopsies Mush Husky.
And we listed it during the show last week. It's going to be ending really shortly. And we got our opening bid of $299 US for this $4.99 Flopsy.
Yep.
And from our Thrift It or Throw It, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. And we put up the Nakatomi Plaza.
Yeah.
And it is ending in 9 minutes. And we got our opening bid of $150 for an empty DVD holder.
That was really cool. I like this one.
That we bought. So again, both of these are going to be ending tonight in the next 10 minutes or so. And that one in 10 minutes and that one in 30 minutes. So we're going to have $350 worth of sales just from that alone. So the things that we bought, a Thrift It or
450.
450. Oh yeah. A Thrift It or Throw It that a lot of people said nah, and a floppy that I said nah. When Rick bought this giant thing. So you never know what you're going to find. So next, let's take a look at some of Carl's sales. So first thing, again, what surprises me on some of these things is like just they're what you can get for something like this. So Carl, this is the old like Viewmaster kind of things.
A stereo card.
Yeah, stereo view card. Yeah, it was before the Viewmaster. I got this from an auction with, usually when you buy these, often they'll come in big lots, and I bought the lot just for this one card, and because I knew that often, like for Viewmasters, if you see stuff from Asia, it often has more value. And with Viewmaster stuff, it's like stuff from like Iraq before the revolution, revolution often has value. So it's like I kind of like, it's not like I know a lot about stereo views, but I knew enough that okay, this one is special, and I bought the lot based on just this one card. And that definitely, I forget how much I paid for the lot, $17 or $15. So it was just something different too,
$30. Now, here's the only thing I've got a question on. You did this, and in this corner, it actually shows the copyright of 1903.
And I didn't put in the title.
And you took a picture of the other side, and you didn't put 1903 anywhere.
Hey,
but it's sold. So
lazy. There's a lazy word here.
What's what counts as it sold? That's true. You are a lazy.
Yeah, you're right. I should have put that in.
No, and I only noticed it because of what you had when you showed the one half of the side. The other half of it was like, oh, where? Oh, and that has 1903 in it too. That's interesting. Dawn was listing stereo views yesterday. Lisa says yes, it is a Christmas movie. It's a Christmas movie for guys. Thanks, Andrew. Oh, Adrian watched it last night. Best Christmas movie ever. I still don't trust Rick. No, I don't have to trust his choices because he doesn't. He's got. I'm getting better. His wife is called. Here's rationale from Adrian for Die Hard. His wife is called Holly. It's Christmas Eve. The soundtrack is Christmas music. Yippee-ki-yay, Santa Claus. That's not what it is, but. So next, actually, is something I just think these are really cute that you found too. So this is a set of like.
This is to rest your fork and knife on, and I'll often see these in the baggy wall, and often actually they can be silver. Actually, I just happen to have one here, another one of these, and I found this one on the baggy wall. This one's sterling silver. Those ones are not.
All right.
Yeah, I found this one. I kept this one, this sterling silver fork rest. But like I said, you'll see these on the baggy wall, and I picked these up because one, they were in good condition, and they're horses. So I figured they were.
I would not have even known that because I guess I'm from the downstairs part of Downton Abbey or Gilded Age. I'm not from the upstairs part, so
oh dear.
I wouldn't know what to rest my knife and fork on or anything like that.
So sad to be all alone in the world.
And you managed to flip those. for
Not even
34
damaged.
bucks. But this is what I also love. Some have been re-glued and their legs has been broken.
I always
One
like, yeah,
still has a
damage.
broke leg.
Yeah.
It's still sold
Yeah.
for 35 bucks.
I'm paranoid about returns for not just describing things well. So if there's something major like obviously I put in the title, I'd rather people know up front and not have to worry about it. And so I get very few returns. I don't think I've ever had a return actually for item not, well, I shouldn't say that, maybe once or twice, but chopstick
Donna
holder.
just bought dog ones at an auction. She loves selling knife racks. Sold a set of Victorian squirrels for 150.
Yeah, when I first saw these, it's like I had no idea I think what they were for. But
well, speaking.
Now you do.
Now I do.
Speaking of Miss Donalyn Freeland, she sent us some of her sales as well, which I thought were kind of neat. So this is so Donna sells in a couple of different places, including having three booths at markets. So
wow.
Not just one, but 3 market booths. So this is actually this owl was bought at an antique market where she has the booth for $15. So she flipped stuff right from her booth itself and sold it for $43. Next up is this, because she says Risque sells all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a $12 auction find, and it's really cute when you look at it. It's like the Ace of Hearts with a naked lady.
Yeah.
And that sold for 65 bucks.
Oh,
so again, that Risque is like, okay, it's Risque, but
Now, is that a trinket dish or an ashtray?
or for a key party. Just a small key party. Then there's this really weird dentist walrus. Now, this is the thing. I don't know if this is considered or would be considered anthropomorphic, because usually to me, anthropomorphic means the face is turned human. This is just a walrus in a dentist outfit. But
yes, I think that's great.
Now, again, it's cute, and she managed to sell that. She sold that strange little guy for $30 out of the blue.
These are all fun. They're so fun. Like I see a lot of these Japanese import stuff, right? Like on the baggy wall, and I tend to pass it by because a lot of it doesn't seem to have value to me. Like I see a lot of dogs and cats and stuff like that.
Well, and here's something, because we always talk about stuff too. We always say, depending on what the item is, you can sell a broken version of something because people are starting and they're trying to build their collection and they can't buy everything perfect. And this is something else that she managed to sell. And if you look closely, she's got a broken eyelash.
Yeah.
So a busted up eyelash. So kind of a little bit of a, hey there, like that, what is it? Road hard, gone home, whatever. $2 at a thrift store because of the broken eyelash, and yet that itself still managed to sell for $55 with a broken eyelash.
That's an easy repair, though, for someone who wants one in their collection. I think that the things that if they were missing would be more difficult to replace would be the earrings and the necklace.
Yeah,
that eyelash. Somebody could someone could make or make an easy repair of that.
Or you could just turn it black and you don't see it.
Yeah.
Right? So you just darken it or anything like that. That's rode hard and put up well. So everybody else knows what it is. Animals don't wear underpants. Oh, she got drunk at the key party where she dropped off her key in the naked lady dish.
Wow.
And she hit her head on the edge of the ashtray.
I am the walrus. Cuckoo, kachoo, can I have your teeth, please?
Okay, Nakatomi Plaza just sold.
Oh, okay. And so I doubt we got an extra bid on it.
Nope, it went for the 150
That's
opening
okay.
bid.
That 150 sold for 150 for the Nakatomi Plaza. So yeah,
Woohoo!
$9.99, and we flipped that for 150 for an empty DVD container. Woohoo!
That's one of the things that we actually listed the same week we got it.
Oh, that's good.
First in, lift out. Last lift, flifo, flippo, floppo.
Last in, first out. LIFO.
Lifo, flippo. So we did that. I'm going to show you a couple of others of ours right now. This is really strange because I thought I'd looked this up before. We found this actually. We paid $10 for it at an estate sale, and I thought, oh, this is something that we really should take a look at. And Rick thought, this is so fun. And what it is it's this little book from the 1950s called Poochie the Christmas Book.
Poochie!
Poochie. And this is the fun thing about it was Poochie's a pop-up book, but within the pop-up book, like it literally has a magnetic fish. And in other parts of the book, let's see if I can get further down there. This actually pops up at the very end, and inside there's a little bone taped inside there for Poochie to have got at the end of his thing. There's the little bone. You can see it in there. Now, comes in a little cardboard box. And I thought, well, last year we thought, you know what? We're going to try and sell this on Whatnot. So we went into 2 or 3 of our Christmas shows for Whatnot. And we had this in shows, and we put the $10 on it, thinking, well, maybe we'll get 20. And we didn't get a bid. And so we put it away. And there were 2 of these. We put this one and another one. Nobody bought the books. And this year I went to pull them out and thought, okay, I'm going to put them on our Whatnot Christmas show again. And then I just decided to go into Worth Point. So, I love Worth Point for the fact that it has like 15 years worth of stuff in there. So I looked on Worth Point, and what do you know? This can sell for up to $100. So I listed it for $75. And it sold in 3 days for $65.
Nice.
So something I was going to literally let go for a lot less money because I didn't do the right kind of research. I only looked on eBay 90 day. I didn't look at years worth of data. So that's again, if you're watching the show afterwards, Worth Point has a free 7-day trial. There's a link on there for you to do that 7-day trial in the descriptions. And you've got 15 plus years. It's eBay and other platforms as well, including now Max Sold. Someday, hopefully, they'll get Etsy in there. But there's, I think, 15 different platforms that they actually pull information from, a lot of different auction places as well. So you can get a lot of great information from that. So that's one of the reasons that I love looking at Worth Point now. And now Worth Point is almost my go-to. They actually have a Carl on your phone. So you can actually open Worth Point in the thrift store, and you can Carl something by just taking a picture of it, and it will look up the item. So it's just like doing a Carl search on Google. Do a Carl search in Worth Point, and you can get stuff showing up for you. This was the second thing that we flipped. We talked about these before, but this sold after Halloween. This is a tequila brand called Tequila Cazador. And we always say buy these whenever you possibly can, because they can sell. So we bought this. This was a pair of them, and I think we paid $3 or $3.99. I think for the pair, might have been $3.99 each. I'm not sure. If it did, I would have used a $2 coupon. And this sold actually after Halloween for $50 for the pair. This is just regular mugs from a few years ago.
Yeah.
Tequila Cazador Sugar Skull mugs. This is now the 7th and 8th of these mugs that we have sold for $50. So $25 a mug.
Yeah, so if you see those, grab them.
So if you see those, grab them. Or if you see me and you see those, then just leave them. Because you don't want them. I'll take them. So you just don't bother with them. Hey, Cameron, welcome.
Hey, Cameron.
You didn't miss any singing today so far. Now, the funny thing was today, I actually bumped into at the thrift store. I bumped into Susan Wynot's mom, Nancy. I think it's her mom. And we were chatting. And one of the things she said, and the reason I bumped into her is I get to this section in the baggie wall toys, and I picked up a bag that had some tarot cards in it. And I thought, these shouldn't be in the toy section. And I pick up the cards, I look at them, And this woman's looking at other baggies, looks at me and goes, "That one's good if it's complete. That one not so much if you're going to try and resell those." And I was like, Then she goes, "I know you. I don't know if you remember me. I actually had met her briefly about 3 or 4 months ago at a Max Sold pickup, I think." So Nancy was saying, we chatted, and then she said, "Well, like over there's something I didn't want to buy." And I was like, "Oh, what was it?" And she said it was sure, your sister. Don't tell her I said mother. I don't know. I'm in trouble now. Again, I don't recognize people. I don't know what they all look like, or I don't even know what you look like, Susan, off the top of my head when I'm looking at people. So yeah, she's gonna kill me now. Well, now she told me about this thing where it was like, there's some rack of glasses with all these glasses inside. So I ran.
Yeah.
After we finished our conversation, and as I got to the row where that stuff was, I saw it going into this lady's cart, and it was a round glasses thing with 8 Culver glasses in it. It was $12.99, and I was like, "Damn, Now the reason Nancy didn't buy it is because she doesn't like shipping that kind of stuff. But I should have just ran right there. Okay, at least you're your older sister, but just don't tell her. I don't know relationships. I'm in terrible places. Yes. Oh, I'm okay. Yes, I'm a
definitely count your tarot cards too. I bought a pack this week or last week, and I didn't count. Got home, half of them are missing, straight to the garbage. And I've been finding that happens a lot with tarot cards.
Actually, you sell them for replacements.
Yeah, if they were more valuable, I would have. But as is, they're only worth like $20 or $25.
Yeah, just a little awkward.
I'd list them as replacement cards. Spread them out. Take a couple of quick pictures.
Yeah, that's a good tip. Good tip.
Adrian walked by the mugs last week. But yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. She's laughing so hard. Just kill me. Just kill me now. I'll give her one of my $2 coupon codes. That'll make up for it. You never know. How many should there be?
Usually it tells you inside the instruction booklet.
Or the tarot. I was thinking of a drink patty. There's however many glass holders there are. So I'm going like 18 different ways. Sorry about that. So yeah, it usually does tell you on the actual baggie those. But the thing was, I bought them. It was $2.99 for these 2 boxes, and the reason I bought them was I thought, you know what, I'm going to try these on Etsy because I haven't sold tarot cards on Etsy, and I had people tell me I should have sold some of my other tarot cards on Etsy because I can get a lot more money for them on Etsy. So
are you just pulling them out of the garbage?
I literally just pulled them out of the garbage. Yeah, I still have them. Everyone is saying.
Now Diana is saying that the number of cards in a deck depend whether they're true tarot or divination cards.
That's true. I checked the pack, but usually it's 78.
I'm going to pop off of you and me now again to show somebody else. So Joel popped through with a couple of really great ideas. So let me just pop in to see Joel Nathan's stuff. So Joel does Music Magazine. He's an amazing concert photographer. And he does a lot of concerts down in Seneca Niagara area at the casinos. This is some of the stuff that he managed to sell in the past month. And the reason that I thought this was interesting as well, because people sometimes don't think about these things. This is remastered DVDs, and this is a sealed DVD that he picked up, Peanuts Volume 2. And he sold it for $76.
Nice.
Oh, wow. I have no idea.
So this is just a single DVD, 6 remastered specials. And yet he managed to get $75 US out of that. That's blows me away on what he got there.
Yeah, me too. That's so good.
Next, because he sent some really interesting stuff. This is Nil Fix. And it's vacuum bags, commercial vacuum bags. Now, we have tried to sell these before and had very little success. Rick can tell you the amount of times I bought vacuum bags.
Well, yeah, but the ones that you were buying were for like the vintage machines that
Well,
no one would really use anymore.
I didn't know that people would be using Nilfisk, but obviously Joel did because he sold 9 of these
That's
for
so good.
$33 each.
I also fell into the trap of old vacuum bags and having to donate them back because no one wanted the old vacuum bags. But I didn't think the new ones. It just never crossed my mind. That's so good.
Again, I was like, another nice one there, Joel. Next one he showed. Now I put this up for a reason. He sold this keepsake X-wing starfighter. He put a video in, which is great, so you can see it working. Now, the reason I put this in, I don't know if it's going to play or not on here, but the reason I put this in is because, as you'll see on the bottom here, this requires the keepsake power cord. And one of the things that a lot of people don't do, and I think that they actually should, because this can actually cause returns, is if you have something that's older that requires the power cord, sell it with the power cord. So I applaud Joel for putting the power cord, and even if you have to invest in it, putting the power cord with that. Some of them can be pricey. Elisa mentioned some, but even right now, for example, there is a Han Solo and carbonite ornament that is still going for twice the money it's at Hallmark if you can find it, but it requires a power cord. So if you buy the power cord, it's an extra $20. But what ends up happening is people get them, and this has happened to us once or twice in the past, but we've explained it and got around it, is that this item, they get it, they take it out, they go, I want to try it, and it doesn't work because it must have a power cord in order to work. So again, I applaud Joel for putting the power cord in that with that specific thing for it. And actually, he sold it for $99. So he's making the money back on that for sure. You add the $20 that it costs for the power cord. Joel said they were both actually sitting on the shelf side by side. $5.49 for the cord and $5.99 for the ornament. So there you go.
Nice.
So nice that they were, and he got them to work.
I would be keeping it.
Last one of Joel's, I'm going to show you again something that Carl, you probably would flip this.
Yeah, I've sold light scrap before, actually. Yeah.
No, it cannot just use the force and work. Oh no, people do not read. They don't.
No.
So they get it and they're like, but we've actually sold that Han Solo and carbonite twice for it's a $65, $70 ornament, $20 for the power cord. We've sold it twice for over $150, so we made $75 every time we sold it, but we've got it with the power cords. So Sandy saying your local Hallmark just got 2 of the haunted house tree toppers and said no one wants them. Well, the challenge, I wouldn't necessarily go and grab them, Sandy. The reason that I wouldn't necessarily grab them is because the haunted house Christmas toppers are actually going to be coming out for the next 2 years. This is a series that started this year, and it actually is running for the next 3 years. So they're going to bring that haunted house again out then. And again, all of the crazy haunted house people, the Disney Haunted Mansion folks, have probably got theirs already. And if you look on eBay, you will see a huge number of things. Now, if it was past it, that's a different thing. So example, I have in stock that I've had for a couple of years. I waited to put them out. I've got a Harry Potter Hogwarts. Well, that wasn't going for very much money, but now it's going for $200 to $300. So I waited for a couple of years. So it is an amazing ornament. I do admit that. But so I would pass on it, Sandy, for now. Just unless you want to invest in it and think about it. But again, it's coming out again next year, and it's coming out the year after that as well. So let me get back to that one Joel thing, which is the Carbonite Light Scribe. $59, and he sold 2 of them as well.
Yeah.
So that's good if you have. It's great if you can flip it, but I know right now they seem to be showing up in a lot of places because it was back ordered for a lot of people. So it went really high for a long time, and now it's starting to compress a lot better. Actually, no. What happens with this is the Haunted Mansion is a tree topper. So it sits on the top of the tree, and every year they're going to bring out 3 ornaments that plug into it that are from the Haunted Mansion. So it's the same tree topper, but different add-on ornaments. So they've done that the past few years with Harry Potter. Last year was the last of 3 years where they did what's called the Storytellers from Hallmark for Star Trek. And it was 3 years worth of those things coming up. Or that was 2 years ago. Last year, I think, was a Death Star from Star Wars. So it's all those sort of things. So let's go back and take a look at another one of Carl's amazing sales for the He's going to laugh at it. What do you mean amazing sales for the month? This is another thing this is a typical thing that Rick would buy. I would pass it by. I just it wouldn't catch my drift, like in my vision.
Yeah.
This is a sling. So Carl sold a sling last month, everybody.
And it's just another one of those things on the baggy wall, and you'll see I don't know if I come across this particular thing before.
A psychrometer?
Yeah. Don't you have one at home? Everyone has one of these, a few of these at home. And it was in beautiful condition, and it was just weird, and probably with all the pens and pencils and stuff like that. It's like, I don't know what this is. I'm sure it has some value. I'll put it up, and it was okay. It wasn't like, didn't make me rich, but it was okay. Just something different too, So it's always fun. I don't even think I looked up to see what on earth it does.
Hey, welcome, Chevy Vintage. Thanks for listening and listening.
Yeah.
And good for you for listening. But again, yeah, Rick, you would pick something like this up?
Yeah, I would. I do.
You do.
And I
again,
will.
If anybody's looking, this is the interesting thing. Remember what I told you. This is the interesting thing also, a little interesting thing about crosslist magic. This is not my listing, right? Because it's a Chrome extension, it's added it into Carl's listing. So I can actually take Carl's listing.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
I can take Carl's listing and I can cross-list magic it and build my eBay listing. Now, I don't recommend that you do that and then use their specific photos.
Right. Okay.
That's the thing. I would say remove all photos because you don't want to use someone else's photo. But everything Carl had, from his title through his details to his amazing description, is now copied here into my.
I don't know what it is. What do I think?
My eBay drafts. So I'm just gonna go down here and save that for later.
Now I'm going to be looking for that.
In case you have an extra one of those. But again, that's just something else that Crossless Magic allows you to end up doing.
Let me run to the thrift and see if I can find one.
It's mostly just something. Yeah, I know you're joking, but it's just like the unique stuff. It falls into the category of like, that's weird.
Yeah, Cameron's saying those are the best finds when you have no clue what it is.
Well, those are the sorts of things you'd find in a drawer, a desk drawer, or a cigar box at an estate sale.
Exactly.
Thanks, Salvador. Thanks for popping in, and thanks for telling them about it. Cameron, there. Canadian. We're the Canadian fellas. But we do sell on eBay US, and most of our, actually 90% of my sales are on eBay US. And we do have a Facebook group as well, Facebook group called the Canadian Resellers and Fantastic Thrifters. We got almost 3,500 or 3,800 now. We're growing quite a lot in that group, but about 20% of our members are US as well. And a bunch of people watching us here who are members of the Kennel Club are also US people. So we thank everybody from US and Canada for doing that. So wait, Cameron's here. Can't see your messages. Maybe he blocked you. I don't know. I'm not going to say it anymore.
Streaming off my channel, that's why.
We had a story last year, and their story was we sold this item last year, and it was this damn champagne thing. Now, I don't remember. I can't even remember what the story was, Rick. What did we sold it.
We sold it. It got shipped. And then the person didn't pick it up, so it was shipped back to us.
So we put it up for sale again. Then they bought it again. Then they didn't pay for it the next time. Then they asked us another month later, do you still have that damn thing? We didn't say, do you still have that? we said yes, and we relisted it, and they never bought it.
No.
Well, thank God it finally sold. It actually sold for $75.
Yeah.
I had to repack it though. The box was a little bit
it was
destroyed.
like, oh my God. It was like, finally, it's out of the way. And again, this was a $7.99 tub that we found at our local thrift. So, well, I know it's kind of like you want to block them, but they rebought it.
Yeah, the energy wasn't goofy, weird. Oh my God, they're going to be a problem energy. It was kind of doofus energy.
Okay, so Dawn maybe can't see the things because Carl is also streaming on Carl's channel as well as it's streaming on our 2DogsDigs channel. So if Dawn is on Carl's channel, then she'll only see it there. Or if you're on Carl's channel, you'll see his chat. But if you're otherwise, you'll see it on our chat here. Ice bucket. That makes sense, yes.
That sounded rude. You said ice bucket?
Bucket. Just like I said, cross list magic. And Adrian keeps saying I'm saying crotchless.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to go into something this is our sort of sale of the month, if you can call it. So this is something that I don't know who picked it up. You, Rick, or me?
I'm pretty sure I grabbed it from the closet at an estate sale and threw it in a pile of clothing we bought.
It's a 7X beaver Stetson.
Wow. Okay.
And it's got a little bit of cleaning that needs to be done on it, but there's Casper, Wyoming. Down here, it's got a little bit right on the brim. There's a little bit of cleaning. And we actually thought, well, we're going to put this up. And we did. This was sitting in a box for, I don't know, Rick, like this was sitting in a box for 3 years.
Yes.
Probably a pre-COVID purchase in a box with a bunch of other men's hats. Going to try and get rid of the hats just because I wanted to put them in a max sold to get rid of the hats. But I'm looking up everything beforehand to see if I can figure out anything. First thing I find are these little roll-up hats, beach hats, that actually the guy who's in the movie that's out on Netflix right now called The Killer, he's got these bucket hats on that he wears. This is actually what we found in there. There were like 5 bucket hats and by a company called Roll Up. And I paid $25 each for them. We sold them for $20 to $30 a piece. Well, this was also in that box. And so we thought, we did a little bit of research on it. I thought, okay, we're going to list this for $75. We think if we can get $75, that would be really nice. Within 15 minutes of listing, we had an offer for 110, an offer for 150, an offer for 125, 1 or 2 more emails saying, would you sell this instead of auctioning it without any offers? Let me know what you want. And we just said, well, you know what? 5 people asking us in the first couple of minutes whether we can sell it to them usually means that it's time to hold on.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we did because we sold it for $369.
Sweet.
26 bids. And the guy who won it bid at the last minute. He wasn't one of the people who had asked us about it. So I was like, we normally wouldn't stop an auction. We considered it once or twice when there's been no bids and it's been up for 5 days, but when it's been up for 15 minutes, oi, dang, nice. Yeah.
We haven't received feedback for that one.
No, that's the one thing we're waiting right now is we're waiting for feedback. It has arrived.
Yeah.
We haven't seen it. So this is my ElfQuest books, I guess, for the month. I guess that's what we ended up calling it. This is the best that we had for our month.
It feels so good when you get the feedback though on the high value stuff. It's just like, I can relax now.
That is exactly it. It's like you finally get to the point where you know, thank God I don't have to worry about this anymore.
Yeah.
I actually know, okay, time for me to move on to something else. Speaking of moving on, I'm going to show a couple of others. So Susan Hanko, the lovely younger sister, had this set of books that she actually picked up at a church bazaar. Yeah. And possibly never read, like just, but in the box.
Yeah.
Netflix, Longmire is a thing on Netflix. She picked these up for $20 Canadian and flipped them literally really fast for $69.99.
Yeah.
And this was a fun one. A house that she was working at that was throwing stuff out.
Yeah.
Had some holiday green cling wrap. And she said, I'll take that cling wrap. And she's glad she did because she sold 2 things of free cling wrap for $19.99. So
can't complain about that.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. It's like that's why I always say look for that kind of stuff. So see, this is the only photo I could get from Susan. So and Nancy wasn't in it. That's just it. So I'm gonna just use that as my excuse. I'll shut up again now.
Digging the hole.
Now Tina, I think, is here as well from the Lake Exchange. She actually sold something that was really, really cute when I looked at it too. This is it reminds me so much of Yellow Submarine. This is look at this, Finlandia.
Oh yeah.
Pipes, 1977, and it's down here in the corner. It actually says fabric. It says down here, pop design pipes, 1977. So a pop art panel, 2 yards and 19 inches for $70. This is so Beatles. Like, it's such a Yellow Submarine thing. Like, I can just see this being turned into pillows or something like that. This is really...
Or stretched on a frame and mounted on the wall.
Yeah. So, really nice sale there again for Tina, who goes by the Lake Exchange. And she has one more still available if anybody is interested. Just in case. Just get a hold of Tina or get a hold of us. We'll get a hold of Tina for you.
That just screams the 70s, doesn't it? Like, I remember that style in lots of cartoons and TV shows, and obviously art and music and stuff.
And she only paid $5. Oh yeah, a really cool mini dress made of that, but it wouldn't fit me. So let's go to see another one of Carl's things besides his sling. And this is a name of an author that I'm very familiar with. I've seen a lot of stuff. This is Midnight Rogue.
So when I grew up, I was really into the RPG books, and this is one of them. And I got a big collection, which I probably shouldn't have bought actually because it wasn't in the best condition. I think rats have been eating some of the corners. But there are some rare ones with these books. Now, this one was just $20. But if they're in perfect condition, there's some worth $40 or $50 for this series.
Yeah, and it's a fighting fantasy. I've actually seen that logo, that fighting fantasy logo before.
Role-playing game is RPG.
Yep.
Yeah.
Steve Jackson, didn't he create Dungeons and Dragons?
No, but he that's Guy Dack.
Oh yeah, right, Gary Gygax.
Yeah. But he was involved in lots of like role-playing games. Like I think he did Car Wars and stuff. Like that.
That's it. Car Wars is one of his. Yeah, Steve Jackson.
Yeah.
What is an RPG? Role-playing.
Yeah, role-playing game. Sorry.
I need a do-rag with it. I don't think so. Oh, and it went to the UK. Oh, that's really interesting. It's one of those items you Google lensed. And we also have this pastel artist pencil pastels.
Yeah, I often just pass these by. But this one was fairly complete. And I think I got a whole bunch of these in the same bag. And so
are they used or?
They're I think one or two might be like broken, but overall they're pretty good. I think I might have sold the other set as well. I had these, so I wouldn't say this is a big bolo. This is just it's okay. This might be another thing you would see at a state sale.
I have seen those kind of things before as well.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I would recommend it or not, but is cheap enough and you get enough of it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, if it's in a big bag of stuff, then no reason why not to take a look at that. I'm gonna let us end on this with one of Rick's sales for the month, because he doesn't have tons that he finds there, but this is one of the things that he did find. Where'd it go? This is one of Rick's sales, so I'll let Rick chat about it. He's like, there you go.
Oh, my little bear.
Oh, cute.
I believe we got this at a church sale. It was in a box under the table. The fur was really matted and dingy, so I gave him a little soap foam refresher and combed out his fur. And I asked one of our teddy bear specialists for some advice about who it was, who made it, how old it might be, and what I should list it for. So Mandy Kennett, thank you very much, Mandy, gave me some awesome information that I should include in the listing and suggested a price. That logo, if you go back to it, the tag, I think it's Farnell Alpha. You'd have to go to the listing itself, Craigie, for me to get any more of the detailed information. But he was a really cute bear. He had such a sweet face.
But again, the reason I think this is really interesting is when you look at this, you might normally think if you saw a bear like this at a flea market, at a garage sale or something like this, that has got this much wear. I mean, look at the wear.
Oh, and he was dirty. He was very dirty.
And
so I was able to get
left on his pads.
Those are Rexine pads.
All the hair missing up there. He's missing almost as much as I am. Right?
He's well loved.
Well, look at that sweet face.
Yeah. No.
$125.
Yes, and again, most of the information Mandy Kennett helped me figure out where to look and what to call it and the keywords to look for. So thank you, Mandy. It was listed for close to a year. It was a slow sell, but
you do mean stiff, Heather.
No, it's not stiff.
Nice.
Dirty bear.
It's Christmas, guys.
But I mean, yeah, as you said, this is where you've got his Rexine pads are worn. This is actually something that we were about to do a cross list thing on, I think, Rick, weren't we? Because it was like,
yeah, you were, and then it sold.
Then it sold.
Yeah.
So, but it was the fact that it was old enough. That's his interpretation. Dirty bear. Wow. But yeah, it took a while to sell, but because of there's our Alaskan super mutt, and he
sold for his opening
bid. So there he is, sold for the opening bid of $299. We could have asked for more, but one of the strategies that we're working a little bit on, Carl, that we'll talk about more maybe in the January period, or if you join us for another sort of strategy session or something like that, is we're starting to look at things saying, well, we want to make money on this, but we want to make sure that we're not wasting time on this either. So we have some things that I'm putting things in that have a little bit higher value than I should ask for them. And within 24 hours, I'm getting watched on eBay so I can send offers out. And I'm sending offers out. So I just literally put something up, but I'll show you guys in January. It had sold for $150 multiple times. It had also sold for $20 multiple times. I put it up at $195, and the next morning I sent out offers for $175, which is still more than the $150 it was getting. That night it actually sold for the full $195. So it was interesting, but I got that room. So I'm looking at putting things up that have room. I'm looking at putting things up that everybody else is selling us for $85. I'm putting mine at $69. Because if I put it at $85, I'm competing with everybody else. If I put it a little bit lower, I might get rid of it faster. And I paid $3 for it, especially when you're looking at something like that. So that's one of the new strategies that I'm trying to take into place now, is putting it up under other people, well, like an area I'm still really happy with, an area I can make some money and even give offers on. But boom, I've gotten rid of it and managed to sell it. What are you grinning at, Carl?
I'm grinning, Elisa.
Huh?
I'm grinning at one of the comments. It's Christmas, guys. It's Christmas. Elisa.
Yeah, but it's Chris. The thing that I sold isn't necessarily something that you would. That's a Christmas.
No, it's the comments. All the dirty people.
Oh, is that what it's about?
Yes,
Yeah.
Adrian's stripper name is Dirty Dirty Bear.
It's actually Santa, Dirty Santa, but still, you touch it if it sells facts. Yes, again, sorry, that's not about the stripper name. That's about the stuff that we buy for resale. I'm sure if you did touch Adrian, yeah, he'd sell you fast. Never mind. Here we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, and yes, you grab him, but you're not talking about Adrian again. So we're off the dirty stripper Santa bear. But again, that was our sales. Hopefully, you found a few things in this month that you thought, wait a minute, I never thought about selling that. I never thought I would look for those ElfQuest books and have someone sell them for $1,000. Again, big up for Karen.
Yeah.
Or that you'd think about selling some tarot cards on a platform you might not have thought about it before. Or you think about just, in general, using crossless magic and trying it out. Again, the link is here on the top here. So Adrian would slap you, don't. Adrian would grab the bear, the stuffed one. Well, we'll grab Adrian for you. Don has a bear that has less hair, one eye, and repaired hands. He's so pitiful you kept him. You never know, Don. You might want to try and put that one up for sale. But yes, thanks again for joining us here on our What's Sold in November. Carl will be back hopefully in January. And now that he's retired, he might have a little more challenge. Now that he's using crossless magic, he may have a few other items. He might even have something from Etsy. You never know what he'll end up having. Next couple of weeks, we got another show for you. We got a Thrifter to Throw It coming up, and we have a Baggy Wall Haul show coming up as well. So we will be able to talk to you about both of those in the upcoming weeks. If you haven't joined us here as a subscriber, please do give us a thumbs up if you like the show. And if you want to become a subscriber for us on the Kennel Club and help support us, just click on the join button. Thanks again for everybody who's joining us. A special thanks to everybody here who is a member of the Kennel Club. And now we will go and pack our wolf and our Nakatomi Towers. It is a Christmas movie. And Carl and I will celebrate our little Christmas sweaters. Yeah, you're pulling it just so wrong, Carl.
What?
You're like, look at these.
All I see is Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining. We'll see you again.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, kids.